Great films happen. You only can make a film. They'll become great or not is something else, you know.
When you hear the name Ram Gopal Varma, a very specific image forms in your head. The Grit of Shiva, the Underworld Symphony of Satya, the Art of Suspense in Con, the Power Games in Sarkar, the Horrors of Raat and Bhoot, the Corporate Crime Thriller Company. But here's the twist. My favorite Ram Gopal Varma film has none of that.
You're goddamn right.
No blood, no crime, no ghosts, not even a shadow of darkness. It's a love story, a musical, a celebration of dreams, color and Mumbai's magical chaos. My favorite RGV film is Rangila.
Kya? I shocked.
At its heart, Rangila was a love story set against a backdrop of Bollywood.
क्या शॉट है?
अरे वो तो भाड़े की होएगी, अपनी तो खून पसीने की कमाई की है.
But it was also a visual celebration. The vibrant colors and energetic choreography captured the spirit of the city, alive, bustling and full of dreams. Though I admire all the films I mentioned earlier, Rangila is incredibly close to my heart. A feel-good film that feels like an evergreen breeze of fresh air.
अब क्या तो बच्चों, पढ़ने वाली तेरे को बहुत पढ़ने वाली है.
This is why in this video, I'll share 5 reasons why Rangila stands out, from its unforgettable music and layered performances to the emotional relationships and the surprising creative choices that made it a timeless classic.
चल उठा, हाथ उठा. अरे क्या बात करते हैं साहब? आप पे कैसे हाथ उठाएंगे?
For all RGV fans out there, this video is going to be an interesting one. So please watch it till the end because there is a lot to uncover and share.
रंगीला में हर इमोशन को अलग तरीके से ट्रीट किया था. आखिरी में फाइट होगी वो भी नहीं हो रही है. बॉम्बे देखने का तरीका, बॉम्बे आपको पहली बार बॉम्बे दिखा था तो सारा ढर्रा चेंज हो गया था फिल्म मेकिंग का कि ये एक फिल्म मेकिंग का नया रूप है.
Let's get started. Versatility and vision. After delivering the gritty realism of Shiva and the atmospheric chills of Raat, no one could have predicted what Ram Gopal Varma would do next. Shiva was raw, angry and intense, a landmark in Indian cinema for how it brought a new kind of energy to the screen. Then came Raat, a horror film that relied more on mood than jump scares, showing RGV's control over suspense and silence. So when Rangila arrived, it was nothing short of a shock.
क्या फिर कैसे चल रहा है धंधा? टॉयलेट बोले तो पैदल आने का, टैक्सी में जाने का क्या?
Suddenly, here was a film that wasn't dark or violent or unsettling. It was a burst of color, a symphony of music, and the most fascinating part, it still had that unmistakable RGV stamp. The camera was fluid, the visuals were stylish, and the emotional beats were captured with precision. But this time, the tone was warm, the storytelling was hopeful, and the energy was uplifting. This wasn't a filmmaker changing who he was. This was a filmmaker expanding his language. Rangila wasn't a fluke or an experiment. It was a bold statement that Ram Gopal Varma was not going to be boxed into one genre or style. He could make gangsters terrifying, ghosts believable, and now love stories magical. And that's why Rangila holds a special place in his filmography. It's a film where RGV proved that his vision wasn't limited to the shadows. He could also thrive in the light. That's the mark of a true filmmaker. Characters and performances. Rangila works because it's not just a love story, it's a character-driven film where every performance feels grounded, real and memorable. Let's start with Urmila Matondkar as Millie. Before Rangila, Urmila had done several films, but it was this one that truly transformed her into a star.
अरे भूतवा ये चेक है चेक. मैं हीरोइन बन गई हीरोइन.
क्या बात कर रही तू? तेरे को पिक्चर मिल गई क्या?
Millie is a background dancer with dreams of becoming a heroine. She's energetic, passionate and completely unfiltered. And Urmila played her with such innocence and confidence that you can't help but root for her. This wasn't a typical damsel in distress role. This was a young woman chasing her dreams with fire in her eyes. RGV's direction, combined with Urmila's performance, created a character that became iconic.
देखो, मेरी मर्जी. मैं जिस पर चाहूँ, जब चाहूँ, हंस सकती हूँ.
Then there's Amir Khan as Munna.
किसी सेठ की गाड़ी में बिस्किट खाने वाला कुत्ता बनने से अच्छा है कि अपन सड़क पे मस्ती करेगा.
It's honestly one of his most underrated performances. He brings a charm to the character that's both playful and deeply emotional. Munna is loud, funny and street smart. But beneath all that is a guy who's scared of losing the one person he truly loves. Amir plays this internal conflict beautifully, balancing the comic timing with moments of silent heartbreak. His body language, his dialogues, the way he carries that tapori swagger without turning it into a caricature, it's all pitch perfect.
ए, अपन पब्लिक है पब्लिक. किसी को भी कुछ भी बोल सकता है, जिसमें अपना पैसा वसूल नहीं, उसका डब्बा गुल.
And let's not forget Jackie Shroff as Raj Kamal, the suave film star who becomes a soft romantic force in the story. Instead of playing the arrogant superstar trope, Jackie brings grace and vulnerability. He never tries to overshadow the others. In fact, his restraint adds emotional depth. His chemistry with Urmila is mature and respectful and gives the love triangle real weight.
अरे मुन्ना, क्या गलत फहमी होगी मुन्ना? किसने कहा मैं इसे चाहता हूँ, इसे प्यार करता हूँ, इसे शादी करने वाला हूँ? खुद ही सोच लिया.
Even the supporting characters shine. Everyone in the film feels lived and their presence matters. Ram Gopal Varma has always had a knack for casting, but in Rangila, he struck gold with how perfectly each character fits their role. And that's what makes the performances stay with you long after the movie ends. Visual and narrative style. One of the most striking things about Rangila is how fresh it looks and feels even decades later, from vibrant costumes to sun-soaked streets, reflecting the hope, chaos and dreams of Mumbai. RGV's camera work here is expressive. Whether it's tracking Millie as she dances across the beach or capturing the quiet heartbreak in Munna's eyes, every frame feels alive. There's a natural rhythm to how the scenes unfold, almost like a musical in motion. What sets Rangila apart though is how RGV balances his visual flair with storytelling that feels intimate and real. There's no overblown melodrama, the film doesn't rely on heavy exposition or loud twists, it simply moves from moment to moment, letting the characters breathe, grow and speak through their silences as much as their words. And then there's the comedy. Some of the best, most effortlessly funny moments in Hindi cinema.
रोकड़ा तो अपन 5 स्टार में जाके कटिंग नहीं पीता क्या? चल जल्दी ना, तेरा अकाउंट कट सेल करेगा.
पक्का?
पक्का पक्का. किसको दिया जो तू रह गया? एक बिस्कुट लेके ना. चल जा करेला जा.
These aren't punchline-driven jokes. They come from character behavior, awkward situations, and beautifully timed reactions.
क्या टाइम क्या हो रहा?
एक बार बोला ना 5:30. क्या घड़ी टाइम पूछता है?
Like the scene where Munna is selling movie tickets in black and a cop catches him.
क्या?
अरे इधर आ.
अपन?
नहीं तो क्या मैं? इधर आ.
The way he tricks the policeman is that of a pure street smart genius. It's quick, clever, and completely in sync with Munna's personality.
पुकड़ में पब्लिक के सामने अपना इज्जत का फर्द कर डाला ना. अरे क्या आएगा ये कंट्री का यार? जब
Or take the moment when Munna slides his foot onto the seat in front of him at the theater.
ए, पैर नीचे लेना. अबे तू पैर देख रहा है, पिक्चर देख रहा है. चला के देख.
Only to get into a fight with another viewer. But again, it's rooted in how Munna sees the world, full of pride, but always a bit out of place. And who can forget the iconic 5-star hotel scene? Munna, dressed in all yellow clothes,
अरे हंसती क्या कोई? कमाल है अपन इतना चिकना बन के आ रहा है और तो अपन में हंस रही है.
taking Millie to a fancy restaurant, trying so hard to blend in, only to stand out even more. He tells the waiter to turn the AC towards him because he's feeling hot.
और सुन, फैन ऑन चालू कर.
सर
अरे फैन चालू करना.
एसी इज ऑन सर, एयर कंडीशन चालू है.
तो इधर घुमाना.
Utterly unaware of how absurd that request is. It's hilarious but also a bit heartbreaking because deep down he loves Millie. These scenes aren't just there for laughs, they build character. They show Munna's insecurities, his need to impress, and his refusal to change who he is, even in unfamiliar spaces. And the best part, RGV never overplays them, which is what makes it such a timeless experience. And then comes the ending, something that truly sets Rangila apart from the usual Bollywood formula. In most love triangles, we expect a dramatic showdown. The two heroes face off, emotions boil over, and someone walks away heartbroken. But here, RGV does something beautiful. There's no big fight, no aggressive declarations. Munna walks away quietly, heartbroken, thinking he was never good enough for Millie. But instead of letting that be the end, it's Raj Kamal, the very man who loves Millie too, who stops Munna because Millie has finally realized she loves Munna. Not the dream, not the fame, but the boy who always stood by her. And Raj Kamal, being the dignified man he is, doesn't fight for her. He respects her choice.
हम एक्टर हैं यार. 4 घंटे साथ में गुजार लिया, इसका मतलब ये कि जिंदगी भर गुजारी हम साथ में.
It's subtle, mature, and deeply human.
मुन्ना मिली बहुत प्यार करती है तुझसे. सच, कसम से. इसी ने कहा मुझसे.
There's no villain in Rangila, just people trying to do the right thing, and sometimes that's far more powerful than any action sequence. Relationships and emotional core. At its heart, Rangila is a film about relationships, not just romantic love, but the bonds of friendship, family, admiration, and unspoken feelings. And it's these emotional connections that give the film its soul. Let's begin with Munna and Millie. Their relationship is layered, part friendship, part silent love. Munna is the loud, street-smart Tapori who silently carries a torch for his best friend, Millie. And Millie, she's chasing her dreams, unaware of the storm brewing inside Munna. Their chemistry feels natural, no grand confessions, no dramatic showdowns, just awkward pauses, unspoken words, and that heavy feeling of what's left unsaid.
मिली अपन लिख दिया ना, अपन तेरे को जो कुछ भी बोलने का था अपन लिख दिया ना तेरे को.
It's this emotional honesty that makes their bond feel so real. Then there's Munna and Pakya, played brilliantly by the late actor Rajesh Joshi.
मालूम है तेरे को, तेरे वास्ते उसने क्या किया? अरे 1-1 रुपया जमा करके तोहफा खरीद के तेरे को गोवा तक मिलने को आया, लेकिन तेरे को तो उसका कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता.
It's a friendship full of humor and heart. Pakya is the guy who keeps Munna grounded, gives him perspective, and adds some of the film's funniest moments. But even in the jokes, there's emotional support. These two may trade punches and taunts, but when Munna's hurting, Pakya feels it. It's a classic brotherly bond without the drama. Now let's talk about Milli's family. Unlike many films where families are obstacles or side characters, Rangila gives us a warm, loving household. Her parents are simple, supportive, and clearly proud of her. And the most beautiful part, how much Milli's entire family loves Munna.
देखो मिली, मुन्ना शरारती जरूर है, लेकिन दिल का अच्छा है. वरना बिन माँ बाप के बच्चे बिल्कुल आवारा बन जाते हैं. लेकिन ये ऐसा नहीं है, अच्छा है.
He's not their blood relative. He doesn't have any money or status, but to them, he's already one of their own. Then there's Millie and Raj Kamal, a bond rooted in respect and admiration. He sees her talent, encourages her, treats her with dignity. The relationship never crosses into manipulation or jealousy. It's mature, graceful, and utterly devoid of toxicity. The beauty of Rangila is that these relationships aren't just there to move the plot forward. They are the plot. Every connection, be it romantic, platonic, or familial, adds emotional depth to the story. And RGV handles it with all restraint. No over-the-top drama, just honest, heartfelt moments that leave a lasting impression. Music and choreography. If there's one part of Rangila that truly feels legendary, it's the music and choreography. This isn't just the film's soul, it's its identity. Rangila marked A.R. Rahman's debut in Hindi cinema, and what a debut it was. The moment the first note of Rangila Re hits, you know you are in for something different. This wasn't background music, this was the experience. Rahman's sound design, his fusion of Indian melodies with electronic beats, and his ability to make every song feel like a journey, it changed the soundscape of Bollywood forever. Every single track in the film has a vibe on its own. Yaro Sun Lo Zara captures youthful energy. Tanha Tanha blends sensuality with sadness. Pyar Ye Jaane Kaisa Hai is pure magic. Kya Kare Kya Na Kare, the most honest portrayal of silent, one-sided love. Rahman's playful yet melancholic tune makes his song both relatable and unforgettable. And Rangila Re, that's a celebration, a dream sequence, a declaration that cinema, music, and movement can all exist in perfect harmony. But what made these songs even more unforgettable was the choreography, led by Ahmad Khan and Saroj Khan, which was brought to life through Urmila's unmatched screen presence. Urmila didn't just dance, she expressed herself. Her body language, her expressions, the way she moved through frames, it was magnetic. You couldn't look away. What's truly groundbreaking is how these songs were woven seamlessly into the story. They didn't interrupt the flow, they actually elevated it. This musical storytelling, combined with RGV's visionary visuals and Rahman's sound revolution, turned Rangila into something more than a movie. It became a cultural reset. And that brings us to the end of the video. Rangila isn't just my favorite RGV film. It's a reminder of how cinema can be vibrant, emotional, and timeless all at once. If you felt the same magic or discovered something new about the film through this video, do give it a like, share it with your fellow RGV fans, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the films we love. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.